Hi everybody, it's Mrs. Creeves here to talk to you about comparing integers. So you just got done watching Khan Academy where we compared and we ordered the integers. We put them in order from least to greatest or greatest to least or whatever. But what if you're just given two and they tell you, okay, they say use the symbols and they want you to use, remember this is less than, and then the other one here next to it, this one here, is called greater than. So these are the words that you'd be using in your head or when you say it out loud. And then you guys all know the equal sign. So there's equals. Okay, because sometimes they'll be equal. So when we look at problem number A here, letter A, I should say, they want us to say, is 3 less than -5? Is it greater than -5? Or does it equal -5? So there's a couple different ways that we can do this. So we can think of it, obviously if it was just 3 and 5, not the negative sign wasn't here, you would just tell me, well, 3 is less than 5. But that negative sign messes us up. It actually throws -5 on the other end of the number line. So if you kind of just draw a quick number line, here's 0. Always put your 0. And then 3 is going to be to the right. And -5 is over here in the negative numbers. So -5 is to the left. Left always means less than. It is smaller. So in this case, 3 is greater than -5. And if you guys remember, like the little Pac-Man, hold on, let me see if I can draw it here. So it's like this little Pac-Man guy, this is the Pac-Man mouth. So the Pac-Man eats the bigger number. I don't know if you guys remember hearing that. There's my little Pac-Man, there's a little eye. So the Pac-Man is eating the bigger number for breakfast. Okay, so you see that? So 3 is the bigger one. The Pac-Man always wants more money, okay? So that's another thing. He wants more food and more money. So we want to focus on that when we're thinking about this. So let's take a look at letter B. -10 is what compared to 0? Is -10 less than 0? Is it greater than 0? Or does it equal 0? So keep in mind, this is I owe somebody $10, right? I'm in the hole, $10. This is I'm even. I don't owe anybody anything. I don't have anything. I'm just even. So which would you rather have? I would rather have being even. I don't want to owe anybody $10. If I'm even, I'm in a better place than if I owe somebody $10. You can also look back to your number line, okay? So here's 0, and then -10 is to the left, 10 spaces. So -10 is less than 0. So the mouth eats the bigger number, and we are all set with that. All right, let's take a look at -7 and 7. Some of you might quickly go, those are equal, but this one's I owe you 7, this one's I have 7. And if you draw a little number line, okay, always put your 0, and then this +7 goes on the right side, the -7 goes on the left side. So -7 is less than +7. And the mouth eats the bigger 7 because it's more food for it. Here for D, we have -1 compared to -1. Well, that one for sure, if you put them on the number line, here's 0, and here's -1, and guess what? Here's -1 as well. So those are equal. Let's see if we can't come up with any more challenging ones. Ooh, I like J. Let's take a look at J. So -354 as compared to -345. Careful because your eyeballs are going to swap that 4 and that 5 really quickly if you look too fast. So think about it in terms of money. Which would you rather owe? $354 or would you rather owe $345? Oops, I lost my 3. So I would rather owe $345. So that means that's the bigger number. And you can also look at it on your number line. My very wonky number line, I'm going to put 0 here. And so -345 would be here, and -354 would be here. So this one is further left, so it is less than -345. This one here with K, you might swap these as well, but guess what? This one's a positive, this one's a negative. So the positive is always going to be bigger than the negative, so that's good. Let's take a look at, I think that's an L. So negative 605 compared to negative 655. So owing $655 versus owing $605, I'd rather owe less, so I would rather have that negative 605. So that would be the greater number there. So I'm going to send you off to a fun Kahoot next so that you guys can practice this. The Kahoot is going to be like just like a normal little homework assignment. It'll be worth 4 points for completing it. So I just want you to go and do it. Click on which one you think is right, and it'll tell you whether you're right or wrong, so you can self-check, and then we'll move on for the day. Let me know if you have any problems.